Hello YouTube and welcome to Turmoil in the Toybox. I'm your host Aaron Hauser, and today we're going to be reviewing the NECA Aliens Series 1 set of figures. Included in this series is Corporal Dwayne Hicks, the Xenomorph Warrior, and Private William Hudson. I found this set at a local Toys R Us for $54, about $18 per figure, and I was really glad I found them in person because this series has taken an incredible dive in quality control. NECA has really dropped the ball with these figures recently. I've seen Hicks with cleft lip, I've seen Hudson with crossed eyes, I've seen the Xenomorph Warrior with just dislocated jaws and broken hinges in the packaging. So I was really glad to be able to get these guys up close and kind of pick out a good set before I, dropped 50 plus bucks on the figures. So I gotta be honest though, if you can find a good set of these figures, they are incredible. They are definitely worth it. However, I would really encourage you guys to pick these guys up in person, not order them online. I know that's really kind of obnoxious for some people, but check your local comic book shops, maybe an FYE or a Toys R Us. They'll probably stock them soon. But with these figures, you run a real chance of getting a crappy looking paint application, and for the price you're paying for these figures, you really want to have more bang for your buck, and I can't blame you for that. So definitely try to find these guys in person if you can. Alright, taking a closer look at articulation and detailing, we will start off with Hicks. Like I said, really good paint application on this one. The face looks a lot like Michael Biehn. They did a great job with the facial sculpt, and the articulation on this is really nice. They've got articulation in the ankles, double jointed in the knees. He's got rotation at the hips, articulation at the waist, wrists, elbows, shoulders, kind of the upper arm area there. Head is on a ball joint. And then he comes with a couple different accessories. He comes with the shotgun, which fits inside of a sort of a sheath on his back here. There you go. Holsters away right there. And also comes with his rifle. And then he's got also a couple things hanging off his utility belt here. I want to say this is the soldering iron they have in the film. I'd have to double check that, but I think that's what it was off the top of my head. The weapons fit nicely in his hand. He can hold it with both hands or just the one. Like so. There you go. Looks pretty cool. Now, the only thing I really had a problem with this figure was out of the package, his leg is kind of bent out. And it's actually the exact same, but on the opposite leg for Hudson. I'm not sure why it did this. There wasn't anything pressing against it in the package from the plastic. It just came out of the box that way, so kind of surprising, a little obnoxious though. Looks kind of like he's got like a limp or his leg is broken or something. But has the peg holes on the feet so you can put it on a display stand if you're having trouble positioning him. Really nice detailing on the armor. Has the U.S. Colonial Marines tattoo on his arm there. Name on the chest plate. And yeah, overall, really cool figure. I really like the amount of detailing on this one, especially with the armor and everything. The weapons look great. And then, like I said, the face sculpt. They did a great job on this figure. Looks a lot better than the Kyle Reese that was released for the Terminator line. So I might actually get another one and then replace the head for the Kyle Reese with one of the Hicks figures. So just an option there, I guess. Taking a look at Hudson next. Give you kind of a look. This guy is really hit or miss. The eyes on this one look great. Good likeness as well. This one comes with the same rifle, comes with the tracking device. Let me see if I can get that off there so you can get a closer look at that. Because this is actually kind of a cool little accessory. Has the motion detector right there, and if you can see on the screen, you can actually see where all the different, I can't remember if it went off heat signatures or just movement, but it kind of tracks where the Xenomorphs are. That was kind of a cool accessory. And then really cool armor on this one. Has the skull with glory on there. Has the name. And then on the back it actually has this detachable light unit that goes in the back. Love that. Contents under pressure. Dispose of properly. Let's see if we can get that to focus. Oh, you can kind of see it right there. There you go. Got the eyes over his shoulders. Got some, looks like that corrosion on his shoulder there. Now the only problem I kind of had with this one, aside from the weird bent leg thing, the light doesn't want to stay in very well, so you kind of have to shove it in as far as you can and just hope that it sticks. So hopefully that'll work. I may just glue it in place for display. So, but yeah, really nice detailing on this one as well. He's got the bandages on his arm there. And then same with the Hicks figures. You can hold it in both hands, or you can hold it in one. And then I had the motion tracker in his other hand, so that'll hold there as well. Yeah, that's about it for Hudson. Looks pretty good. And then last but not least is the Xenomorph Warrior. Now, this guy, actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and tilt the camera up for this one, because he's kind of big. This guy stands way taller than the rest. See if I can get him completely standing up straight in front of the camera there. So yeah, that's how big that guy is. Now, I love this figure, and it's got a lot more articulation and detailing than the previously released Aliens Xenomorph that NECA released, but same quality issues. The joints on this feel incredibly brittle. The paint in the shoulder joint is completely glued there, so I need to get a hairdryer or something to kind of loosen that up. But unfortunately, I can't do the articulation demonstration on this figure for this review because it'll snap. So far I haven't been able to move any of the shoulder joints at all, which is really irritating. So the ones I can show you, it does have articulation in the wrists, which is nice. In the elbow is actually double jointed, which is kind of nice. So you can kind of have it a little more compressed looking. Has articulation in the ankles, articulation in the toes, which is new, so you can get that sort of like crouched look there. The knees are double jointed, so kind of like the arms, he can compress himself down really tightly like that. The tail has a flexible piece of metal through it, so you can position it a variety of ways. And then has articulation in the waist, in the shoulders. The head is on a ball joint. And another thing that I liked was these piping bits that kind of attach to the jaw there. They are flexible. In the original one, they were really fragile, and I had a couple of them that just broke off straight out of the package. So it was nice that they have more flexibility on this one. And then, of course, as with most of the NECA Xenomorphs, has the extendable inner jaw, which looks really cool. Goes back in there, and then the jaw actually closes fairly tight on this one. Oh. And of course, as I say that, it won't do that for the review. There it goes. Okay, that works. Now, another thing that a lot of people don't seem to notice about this figure that was kind of surprising is for display purposes, this back spinal bit actually detaches. It's not glued in there. So what's cool is that you can actually tip the head back even further, so that if you wanted to do that sort of crawling on the wall look, where it's coming through the tunnels or under the water, you can tilt the head back for further articulation. So you get kind of that look to it, which is nice. So, but for some people, that'll probably really bug some people, so you could just glue that in place, I'd imagine. Shouldn't be a problem. And then it's got the sort of piping portions on the back here, these spikes that come out. They're not really that flexible. They're sort of a rubbery plastic, but overall they don't detach like they do on the big chap figure. So yeah, pros and cons about this figure. I love the added articulation. This is definitely one of the coolest Xenomorphs that NECA has released so far. Believe it or not, I'm actually looking forward to the Genocide pack. Originally I thought they were just kind of lame just because they were, you know, more repaints, but I think the red and the black ones actually look a lot cooler than this one, paint design wise. So that said, they are going to be releasing more of these guys with some of the Toys R Us 2 packs. Some will have battle damage on them, blood portions flying off them, etc. So those will be coming. I'm not sure if they're coming later this year or next year, but be on the lookout for those. But yeah, it's a really great figure, but it suffers from the same issues as all of the other Xenomorph figures that NECA has released, and I'm not sure why they can't get it right. I love the added articulation, but they don't have a peg hole on the feet for this one. So this figure, which of all figures really does need a display stand because it can be very cumbersome and tips over very easily on display, they didn't have that option on it. And then, you know, the same joint quality issue. This just feels very brittle, very fragile, and I know if right now, straight out of the package, if I didn't know any better, this joint would just snap off if I tried to position it any other way. So unfortunately, that's going to take a little effort to kind of loosen that joint up. The same with the other shoulder. But overall, I really did like this figure, all gripes aside. And if you can actually get a hold of it, I like the coloring on this one, but I think the black and the red one in the Genocide pack will probably be much cooler. So, but yeah, overall, Xenomorph looks awesome. Was a huge fan of the Michael Bain sculpt for this figure, and the Hudson figure as well. They did a great job with, and the Xenomorph went down as per usual. But like I said, this is a great set. I would definitely check it out if you can. These figures will probably go fast with comic book shops just because you know, they're going to be a little more in demand than some of the other NECA figures. So overall, really love the set. I was really excited to finally get these guys in person, and yeah, I'd really encourage you to get the set. Just, you know, keep an eye out for the ones that are in stores so that you can pick out your own series. It's just really embarrassing when you get a new set and they just look absolutely awful. When you get a figure that's cross-eyed, looks completely retarded. You know, it's nice to finally get a quality product when you can. So, but that's about it for this review. If you have any questions about the figures, either Hicks, Hudson, or the Xenomorph Warrior, just leave them in the comments below. I have other reviews available on the Predator series and some other Alien figures as well, so definitely check those out. But yep, that's about it. Thanks for watching.